boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is our second part of the interview «Живые диалоги». Yes, this is a live dialogue, живой диалог with Daniel Shamshurov. My name is Еленои Вертугина. I run the project «Живой английский». In the first part, we talked about FACES Festival, Festival of Art and Culture and English Loving Students. And now I would like to talk about your story of English. Yeah, because people might have noticed already that you speak it very well and have very good pronunciation. So we're going to talk about that.
All right.
Okay, if you don't mind.
No, of course not.
Okay. So, you've never been my student.
Which is actually true.
Yeah.
But surprising. Well,
Yeah,
I mean.
and unfortunately, I cannot say that I taught this guy English. And this is part of my job that he has got such a high level. But I still do think that there's some connection with your ability to speak freely and confidently and your participation in the festival, FACES. So what is your take on that?
Well, it's really difficult because on the one hand, of course, such things like FACES and this whole experience should contribute to the English practice and English skills. But when I started to reflect a couple of days ago about my level of English, because I kind of had the suspicion that we were going to talk about it eventually, I couldn't help thinking that probably the progress that I made during 2 years, probably before this most active part in FACES, that was the most influential for my English speaking skills. And all that was after this, it was just like perfection or something like this, not building this fundamental things. So I think in my case the most important role was the teacher, and I got extremely lucky with the teacher.
Yeah.
And if we are watched by some of the students of St. Petersburg State University, and if we are watched by some students who've got Anna Gennadievna Четверякова,
I will make sure.
Yeah, please do, because you couldn't find a teacher better than her, with all due respect. But she's really this kind of, the person who may ignite you so easily into learning the language that you won't notice how you are occupied with lots of books and lots of money spent on them and resources and the time that you spent on this learning. And in my case, I missed the very first class of English that I had in university. So she got very mad at me when she met me. And I was very offended by her behavior, because she was shouting at me and a lot of other people who missed the first class. And since since it was a completely new experience for me to have the teacher who's actually yelling at you, because I was a very good boy at school, I got so, I'd like to say negatively motivated into the learning language so that I could finally prove to her that I'm actually worth something and I'm actually a very good boy, not this kind of a person who skips the classes. And it was the first motivation. But then when I started to learn the language, her sense of humor, her professional advice, how she can not offer you a book to read, but also some movie to watch, some interesting lecture to listen to, some interesting museum to attend. I mean, that's it seems to be easy, but it's not, because it's a whole art of this kind of introduction to you. These
I know the teacher who Dan is talking about, and I'm lucky to be working in the same team with her. And this is to the question how important is to find the right teacher,
Yes,
who can really get you into the subject. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that it should always be like first love, yes, from the first sight. So sometimes it can start with something else and then transform into a very in a really important and in a really valuable thing. Yeah.
And I think that it is essential that if the teacher has this unique trait of the personality or something that can get you attached to the personality. In case of Anna Gennadievna, that's her, I'd say, sense of humor, because I have these copybooks of English classes, and I do have this kind of grammar rules and the words and everything. However, on the side, always there's a pencil mark of her jokes, like the quotes, and that's really fun to be able to read them all over again, because this is really great.
So a sense of humor is essential.
Yes, because it's something that I value in people, and that was like a hook.
Yes, lucky you were to have such a wonderful teacher. So you studied English at school, you continued in university, then there was Faces part where you implemented all the knowledge.
Probably.
Yeah, because you spoke quite often, yes, in front of big audiences. You communicated with Indian consuls and talked to a lot of foreign people. And I want to know, when did you start feeling that you are pretty confident in English? When was this click? You know, and the feeling that I can.
I don't know. It's really hard to distinguish because I never passed any sorts of exams, I'd say, which would certify my level so that I could get this official confirmation of me being actually smart in English. No, I guess at the festival, probably during the very first year of the Faces Festival, I got this feeling that, I'm so sorry to say this, but I hope you will forgive me for my vanity. I could feel that that I was actually beloved by all the audience. You know, at the performance, at the talk, at I don't know.
You just felt the connection.
Yes.
And their support.
And people kept actually talking to me. Well, how wonderful your English is, and all these sorts of things. And it was very nice. I mean, it was a nice feeling. Well, I guess after this you kind of grow in this conviction.
Yeah.
That you're actually
quite
good at something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's important.
However, that might be dangerous, you know, because
you mean
being praised a lot. This is a sort of this could be a stop to your actual development.
It's good that you understand that.
Yeah. Well,
Which means that you are still not in danger of having this star illness, you know.
But it gives a lot of confidence still, because it actually shows that people appreciate your what you do and how you do it. So I think this kind of praise is very important.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I do agree with you. And the thing that you felt it and was able to kind of be boosted by that and to continue what you were doing. So it's very important in your learning the language, understand this moment when there are people who listen to you with attention, for whom what you say is quite important, and they want to hear you more and more. So if you have been happy to have this moment, please don't miss it, because it's a really, really good start for another level for your self-development. You get this happy feeling and you understand, oh, I like it, I want more. So
yes,
what
that's
else?
true.
Yeah, what
that's
else
true.
can I do?
It's a sort of a magic.
What other video I can watch, or how many other books I can read to improve my level. So it's not only about the level; it's also about being an interesting personality. Yeah, so it's all very, very closely connected. Okay, guys. So that was the part about English. Yeah, and I think we will continue it in the third part of our video. Thank you for watching.